What's going on, everyone? Max Forti with another review or another overview of a house called Navitus. Now, some of you may or may not know Navitus is a fragrance house from the United Arab Emirates, and it is a collaboration between this particular company with great perfumers like Jorge Lee, Bertrand Duchaufour, and Christian Carbonell, with the creative direction of our own fragrance reviewer, none other, Steven Gravilatos, aka Redolescence. I talked about the first 7 releases for you guys. If you guys want to check out that video, you guys can check out. The link's going to be up here. And today we're going to talk about the 3 new releases that just were released this year, 2020. If you guys want to hear all about these guys, stick around. The video's next. Welcome back to another fragrance review, or first impression in this case. Today, it's not going to be a full review. I'm not going to go deep into these fragrances, but I'm going to give you guys my quick first impression, if you will, on these 3 new releases from Navitus Parfums. Opulentas, Arcanum, and Lautus were released this year, 2020. Again, I said in the beginning, I did an overview or first impression, the first 7. If you guys want to check it out, please, the link will be up here. These 3 actually just hit shelves. I don't know anything about them. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into it. If you guys want to learn more about the house, details of the fragrances, pricing, I'll have all the links in the description so you guys can check them out more in depth. In this video, just a quick first impression to give you guys my immediate thoughts on what I think about them, what they smell like, what I get most out of them, and if they remind me of anything in particular. So let's get into it. I'm going to do this alphabetically for you guys. I'm going to start with Arcanum just because it starts with an A. So let me do a first impression, an unboxing, if you will, here on camera. I do like the presentation, I have to say. And apparently they have changed the cap, which we'll see in a minute. But I do love the whole detail on the box. You have this nice sleeve that comes out. The box itself has this real nice texture to them. You have the logo up top, the logo here on the front. It says NavitusParfums.com. Opens up beautifully. You have this little card here, which also contains the notes in the fragrance. And here is the bottle. This is a 50 ml. Very Raja Dove-like, if you will, the presentation. And this is called Arcanum, of course. Metal cap, very thick metal cap. Let's see what we get with the sprayer here. Okay, you get a nice mist. It's not one of those atomic, sprayers, but pretty good. It does the job. Let me give myself a glass here on my hand to figure out the first impression here and what I get out of it. So this is going to be a very sweet scent, almost gourmand-like. Let's see what we get here from the notes. We got cinnamon, coconut, and frankincense tears. Whatever that means. You do have the incense prominent here. The coconut is really, really nice with that cinnamon, which gives that gourmand kind of a feel. The heart, you have osmanthus, labdanum, and Laotian oud. So there is an oud facet here, which is not going to be pungent. It's going to be a nice, sweet, almost powdery kind of an oud that I get here on a first impression basis, of course. The base, it's going to be a dark amber wood with vanilla and tonka bean. And the perfumer on this one is Jorge Lee. So presentation is nice. This reddish, fire-like bottle. The scent is nice. It does remind me of something that I can't quite put my finger on. But, if you like fragrances that contain tobacco, even though tobacco is not listed here, I do get like a tobacco feel to the scent. And it does remind me of something, but I'll get back to you guys when I do remember. But it has resemblances to different fragrances that I've tried over the years. It's not entirely a unique scent per se, but it is quite pleasant, and I think will be a very powerful one due to the components that you have here. But let's move on to the next one. By the way, Arcanum is going to be a rich fragrance, which they have a couple sayings here in the back. It says rich, mysterious, and addictive, which is kind of like a woody, spicy / oriental type of scent. And come to think of it, it does have resemblances to like Harrod or Wajan. So if you like those fragrances that contain tobacco, even though tobacco is not listed here, it's going to be very similar to those fragrances I just talked about. So let's move on to Lautus, which I think is actually one of the nicest bottles here. I love teal. This has a really nice dark teal, dark bluish green kind of a color scheme here, which I do like. Again, the bottles are really nice, cool presentation, very Raja Dove-like. And let's see the bottle here again, that beautiful greenish teal kind of a color scheme here. And this is going to have neroli oil, verbena, lavender, and yuzu. The heart notes: juniper berries, carcarilla, whatever that is, freesia, and orris, which is going to be some florals here. The base notes: ambergris, palisander, rosewood, patchouli, sandalwood, musk, and vanilla absolute. So let me give myself a first impression here on my hand to tell you guys what I get. Off the top, Again, the spray is not fantastic. Actually, this one is a little bit stronger than the other one. So, okay, this is gonna be, I'm getting like a Chypre vibe. It reminds me a little bit of Scandal right off the bat. I'm very familiar with the Roja Dove fragrances, so it does have a very Scandal-like facet to it. It has lavender, has like a barbershop Chypre feel to it, which I do love. So I'm really enjoying this one right now. Again, not entirely unique. It's like a different take on other Chypres and Fougères alike. It is a nice scent, it is quality. There's a sheen here on my hand, so these are very concentrated. I'm not sure off the top of my head what the concentration is with these fragrances, but I'm thinking they're going to be eau de parfum concentration or parfum. So this is leaving a sheen here on my hand, and it is very strong. Like the whole room smells like Lautus right now. So this is going to be, again, containing that beautiful lavender barbershop kind of a feel with those citric notes up top. But again, you have the notes on the card. So I don't get much florals, to be honest with you. Don't get much of the juniper berries, perhaps a little bit of that sharp juniper berry that normally you get with fragrances that contain that note. I do get a lot of neroli with the lavender straight up, and that's the superstar here on this fragrance. And from what I'm thinking here, it's going to be the star player throughout the life of this scent. I get the creaminess and the vanilla also coming through. Again, at first impression, I'll get back to you guys, but on a first impression, it does remind me of Scandal from Roja Parfums, but I think it's going to have a different sweet nuance due to the vanilla here. So it's like you took that fragrance and you made it into something even better. This is nice, guys. You know, be honest with you, it is a really nice one. You guys know I love barbershop fougere fragrances, so I'm really enjoying this one right now, just from the first, first impression standpoint. Last but not least, and by the way, these fragrances are going to be catering to an androgynous, customer, if you will. But I think perhaps this here leans a little more masculine, and not so much on Arcanum, but Lautus is definitely a little more masculine to my taste. Now we're going to check out Opulentas, which the name itself, Opulentas, what comes to mind is opulency, something that's going to be very opulent, very rich. So let's see what we get, very, very luxurious. Let's see what we get out of Opulentas, guys. So again, I do like the presentation, even though it has this very similar feel to Roja Dove. You can't deny the fact that these are very nicely made. Now, this is going to be Opulentas. All right, guys. Opulentas is going to be like a rosy, it goes like gradient from this rosy pink to like this orangey, like fiery color. And what we have here, and again, let me go back to Lautus just to tell you the 3 words that they use to tell you guys about. Actually, this one doesn't have 3 words, 3 adjectives to talk about. But Lautus was composed by perfumer Bertrand Duchaufour. No wonder why I love it so much. He happens to be one of my top 5 favorite perfumers of all time. This here is the Chris Carbonell composition. And in Opulentas will have, here it is. It's luxurious, complex, and refined for this one. And for Lautus, it's distinguished, elegant, and modern. So Opulentas, luxurious, complex, refined, has top notes of apple, pink pepper, and lemon. Heart notes of rose, cypriol, natural, oud, and patchouli. In the base, you're going to have amber, woods, and oak moss, which I love oak moss, so I'm already, psyched for this one. I'm actually going to spray the crevice of my arm here. These are actually nice. You can't control the mist, but they're not as powerful as like a Dior or an Yves Saint Laurent or a Chanel sprayer, but they're actually pretty good. All right, so this is going to be a very nice scent. Perhaps my favorite right now. I think this is the most unique. Taking a look at Lao Twos, taking a look at Arcanum, I think that Opulentas is going to be the most unique one. Doesn't really remind me of anything off the top right now. It's going to be a very fruity fragrance with that green nuance due to that oak moss. The apple really pops, that fruity apple really pops. It's not as spicy as I would have liked or anticipated, but the apple really pops and gives it a nice, fruity, mouth-watering, sharp vibe to the fragrance up top. I do get a little bit of the rose as well, that rosy floral facet. The oud here is again very tamed, very controlled, very pleasant oud in here. And there's some sweetness here from the amber, but I do get a lot of the oak moss. That green is really coming forward here. And I do love green fragrances. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, this stuff is powerful. The whole room right now is taken by it. My wife is actually right back there, and she actually likes this one. She just, said, wow. So I do like the new caps, by the way. I think they're much nicer. Reminds me a little bit of Lautus and Arcanum, the kind of cap that I see here on the top, the hexagon. But overall, very, very happy with Opulentas. Definitely my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite, if somebody said, Max, you could choose one, you can't have all three, this would be my pick, Opulentas, just because it's a little more unique than the other two. They are nice, they are quality, I can vouch for that. You guys know I would not steer you wrong. Don't know what the prices are. I think that the original 7 I talked about, I think retail for $195. Again, this is not about pricing. I'm not reviewing the actual fragrance. I'm just giving you guys my first impression. My wife's actually filming this video, so she's behind the camera. She is really impressed with Opulentas. She really likes this one. So it is my favorite. On that note, that's all I have for you guys today on the Navitus 3 new releases, Lautus, Arcanum, and Opulentas. Let me know again in the comments what you think about these fragrances. I'd love to read your comments. And as always, guys, if you liked the video, please show a like. Don't forget to share your support by subscribing for a lot more videos like these. And of course, don't forget to turn on your notification bell icon for future videos straight into your feed. As always, guys, fragrance is emotion in motion, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again real soon. Take care.